good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to the Armoury. Welcome to Full Time Sports Network. Welcome to Burnley versus Arsenal match preview. We've got two wonderful guests. As always, my PB's here. How are we doing, Brenny?
All good, all good. Cannot complain. Hope you all are good too, and everyone else in the chat.
Thank you very much. What about you, G? How are we doing, mate?
Yeah, man, all good, man. All good. Obviously, good to be back. I mean, I think it's been a couple of weeks since I've been on. Obviously, busy with work and life. But yeah, no, good to be back. Feeling good. So yeah, I hope you're both well.
Yeah, well, we'll see how you feel after the challenge, because challenge is going to be a nightmare tonight, I tell you. There's some that you just don't expect it. It's not until you see the injury list you go, damn it. The injury list is going to screw you up. Northampton Town have signed the experienced former Reading defender Liam Moore on a contract to the end of the season. Players Jamaican. That's a good signing, to be fair. Look, Northampton are doing all right. The mid-table, League One. You know, they can make a push for the playoffs. That's good. Hope they do well, though, Luke. Big up to Chris Welch saying good evening, lads. Hope you're well.
Hey, Chris.
I've just seen this coming. Luke, evening all. G-Talk's not been on, and Arsenal wins 6. To be fair, he hasn't been on for a while, and Arsenal are doing pretty well.
Yeah, well, look, if we drop points against Burnley, then I'm just gonna strike until the rest of the season, innit?
I'm going to leave someone past. Tony, evening, mate. Evening, Bobby.
Tony.
I've got no chance of winning. Right, here we go. Drum roll for Tabs. Big up to Tabs. Evening, lads.
Hey,
have you
Tabs.
calmed down yet? I'm chill. How are you feeling, Tabs? That's the main one.
Yeah, I was very. He knows I was pretty lenient to him. You know, I didn't banter him. He didn't banter me when they beat us twice. So fair is fair, you know.
Yeah, fair dude.
Fair's fair.
Big up to you, though, Tabs.
Good man.
Yeah.
Yes, Tabs.
Right, so how are we feeling for the Burnley game tomorrow, which none of us can watch live, which is annoying, but hey ho. I will start with you, Brenny. How are you feeling for the Burnley game?
I'm feeling really good, and I think we'll just continue from where we left off last week, and the week before, and in midweek that week, and the week before. I think we'll continue. I don't think it'll be a 6-0, but I think we'll win quite comfortably. I mean, Burnley will fight, because you know, when teams are in the bottom 6, bottom 7, they'll always give you a game regardless. But I'm not expecting them to roll over. But I think it'd be. I mean, they're at home, but I think it'd be Burnley and Low Block United. I think they'll be playing as well tomorrow. Yeah. So, I think for all I can say, we know how Burnley are going to set up. It's about what we do. That's what's most important to me. It's about what we do. And as long as we keep up our concentration, no complacency, I think we'll be all right tomorrow. But I'm feeling very good tomorrow. Again, no nerves at all.
That's good. What about you, G?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling confident. I think every single Arsenal fan right about now should be feeling confident. I'll go back to, you know, when I was on this show when things weren't necessarily going, you know, so well. You know, when you think back to like the Villa game, the West Ham game, the Liverpool Cup tie. I mean, bar the Fulham game, which we showed very little, we deserve to lose.
Yeah.
You know, when I reflected, and I remember being on the show and I reflected on those games, and I said to people that, look, for me, the performance is there. We're just not sticking the ball in the net. I watched the games and I don't feel like we played badly. I looked at the stats and they told me that they reflected what I already thought. Yeah. So I knew at some point that the goals would come. I knew at some point we'd turn it around. So, you know, I'm not surprised by, you know, the influx of wins and the influx of goals, you know, since the winter break in Dubai. I just think sooner or later somebody was going to get a good hiding. And I'm very glad it was West Ham. So it worked. It worked out perfectly, really. But even, you know, the other games we won, you know, obviously beating Liverpool and Nottingham Forest and so forth. We're putting a nice little run of games and victories together. So yeah, I'm feeling confident going into Burnley. But one thing I'm not doing is I'm not looking beyond Burnley. Burnley.
Yeah,
A lot of I've spoken to a lot of stuff. They're already kind of thinking about Porto next week, and I'm like, look, we've got a job to do. We can't approach this game like this is a given. There's no given in the Premier League. Every Premier League game is a potential banana skin, and every single game between now and the end of the season is almost a must win in many ways. Obviously, teams are going to drop points, but Liverpool are keeping pace. Man City are keeping pace. So we have to keep pace, and we have to make sure that we're, there or thereabouts coming into the last kind of couple of games of the season. So I'm feeling confident, but I'm not looking past them, and I'm not underestimating them at all. I've watched a couple of their games, and they play in a very similar style to us. The problem is they just don't have the caliber of player we have. And I don't imagine that they are going to play that way tomorrow, for sure. Because if they do, they'll just get battered. So it's going to be cagey. We're going to have to break them down like we have to most teams that play us nowadays. So, yeah, feeling confident ahead of the game. Not looking past them. As long as the boys approach the game how they've been approaching the last few fixtures, then I can see us coming away with a comfortable win. But we've got to approach the game in the right mindset.
Yeah, I agree, mate. Big up to Silver One saying greeting Earthlings. Greetings to you too, young man. Does anyone think West Ham were lucky to get a nil? Big up to Dill saying up the Chelsea. Okay. If you're talking about Chelsea,
that's my other colleague.
Oh, it's
big Chelsea big time. Yeah. He's probably battering. He and Tabs are probably battering each other right now.
Okay, fair enough. I feel sorry for you. That's what I'm saying. Big up to the Bad Rabblings podcast. Evening, you lot. Evening to you too, young man. Big up to Gumser as well, saying evening, gents. It's not about us. It's about us not being complacent. 100%. That is our biggest issue sometimes. You will win comfortably at Burnley. They are poor, unlucky at Anfield, to be honest. Liverpool problems, but you will beat them comfortably, says Chris. Hope so. Arsenal arguably have better defence than Liverpool, as in Arsenal not going to be as high as Simon Cowell trousers like Liverpool defence is. We need to play Burnley as if it's Liverpool. Yeah. Where we need to stay humble and always respect our opponents, 100%. This is why I do the show that I do in the way that I do it. I respect every single one. If we were playing Witham Town, I'd do exactly the same show because nothing changes for me. Labour's party winning candidate. Oh, okay. Yeah. Obviously, for politics fans, Labour won 2 by-elections last night. Burnley, easy to open up as company sticks to style that got Burnley up. He's not adapting to the Premier League. Burnley have lots of chances, though, to be fair. That's why I said they are poor. They have been pretty poor. I'm surprised he's still in the job, if I'm honest. They've been really poor. Right, okay, I'll come back to that in a bit, Tone. I can't get it there. Only party I'm voting for is birthday parties. I'll go with that. Yeah, definitely vote for the birthday parties. Right, heads with Burnley since the Premier League started. Obviously, they've been struggling for quite a few years until recently. So we only played them 17 times. Drawn 4, 1 Burnley win, 1 away, 12 Arsenal wins, 7 at home, 5 away. Last time we played them was at the Emirates. We beat them 3-1. As you could see before that, you can tell there was a different style of football. Yeah. 0-0, 1-1, 1-0, 1-0. It is very much open up. And it is a 4-4-2 for people that are preparing for the challenge later. It is a 4-4-2 that Burnley choose, which is a very strange lineup for playing us. That's what I'm saying. I love 4-4-2. I think we should use it sometimes. But yeah, playing against us, 4-4-2. See you later. But we'll wait and see. Right, so this is the form guide. Burnley are in bad form, to be fair. No wins in the last 5. Arsenal, since the Fulham horrendous show, we have hit some beautiful form, and I've been enjoying every single stream. For this game, obviously, we had last 10 minutes, as we always do. Liverpool, for me, quite comfortable win, to be fair. Crystal Palace, we all know what's happened. Was it yesterday? They got a new manager in, the Austrian dude. Hope Roy is well, because sadly he was taken ill yesterday, but I hope he's fine now. And obviously, annihilated West Ham. There's no other way of putting it. We annihilated them, and that's how we should do it. But yeah, look, form guide doesn't really mean much sometimes, and it doesn't. I do it for a reason, because sometimes you just need to prepare yourselves. You need to prepare yourself sometimes. When a team is out of such form, sometimes a win just comes out of nowhere. That's the weird part of it. And with Arsenal, we can go on wonderful form, and then all of a sudden just have this horrible, horrendous performance out of nowhere, where we might have one eye on Porto. I know G was saying it's been spoken to a lot of Arsenal fans, and there are 11 squads today, all with different minds of looking at the Porto game, so resting some players, giving some starts to some youth here and there. People, and look, no one's wrong. It's your own mind. It's how you want to think of it. I personally do want every win. I want to win every single game, but you can do that by switching players now and then. You can. I know G's not one of those that likes changing too much. I'm one of those that I want to keep everyone on their toes. So like Martinelli had a fantastic game. Saka had a fantastic game. But sometimes you could, I know we can't really rest Saka because we've got no one to come in. But just rest them now and then. It keeps them on their toes as well. That's just me. Unfortunately, we've got Porto next week. I hope Pep Teta doesn't get carried away with resting players. I don't think he will, if I'm honest. We do play on Tuesday, though, I think. Is it Tuesday we're playing them? Yeah, Tuesday night. We'll wait and see. You see 3-1 in recent meetings, then think a lot of goals, then other meetings. Yeah, I know it's mad, isn't it? You can tell how what kind of ball Burnley played back then. Arsenal shouldn't rest players.
That's very true.
In two competitions, Premier League and Champions League. It's good to stay in competition for sharpness. This is why I said about sometimes it's good to rotate, because you're keeping those players sharp. Because if you're just playing 11 constantly, there's 6 players that aren't sharp because they're not playing. And you need them sharp for when they're needed. Hi, everyone. Anyone notice we could be serious dark horses for the Champions League? Shush. It's possible. I'm not ruling that one out, and I'm not ruling the Premier League out.
Not competition. Anyone can win it.
Anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone. Yeah. According to Tottenham fans, they have.
Over the years, let's face it, over the years, I've seen some poor teams domestically win the Champions League. I mean,
100%.
The one that rings the bell is that Chelsea side. When Di Matteo won it, and I can't remember where they finished, but their season was so bad, he won it and then got fired.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's true. And I remember watching with that game as well. I'm sure that was for me, it looked like a one-sided final.
Yeah.
Until when Chelsea equalised, they were in the ascendancy, and then it went to penalties.
You just can't predict.
Marseille were all over Red Star Belgrade in 1991, and Marseille lost on penalties. Yeah, we just need that bit of luck.
Yeah.
The silver one saying that, I'm not going to say it because someone will clip me. So I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to leave it up there so you guys can read it, because I don't trust people on here. Anyone can win it apart from PSG.
You know what though? Once, Bobby, it's interesting though, because I've got this. I'm part of this group chat on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and it was like a raging debate the other day that we had, and it was a Liverpool fan said, "Oh, who do you want in the next round?" And I said, "You know what? To be honest, I don't really care. I mean, there's 2 teams I'd like to avoid if possible." I mean, obviously, 1 being City, 2 being Madrid, whichever order you want to put them in. But for me, those are the 2 teams that I would say, not that I don't think we can beat them, because we've beaten Man City twice this season already. We beat them in the league, we beat them in the Charity Shield. And this Madrid, for me, is nowhere near as good as some of the Madrid sides I've seen over the years watching football. So I feel like we can beat any team on our day. And he said to me, do you not fear Madrid and City, the current champions? And I was like, no, I don't. And it's like he couldn't quite get it. And I was like, it's not me being arrogant. It's not me, not me saying that, look, we're going to beat City, we're going to beat Madrid. It's just that right now, I mean, for the past season and a half, let's just say, we've been a really good outfit. We're playing really good football. We're consistently doing well. We're back in the Champions League. We convincingly won our group. And like I said, yes, Man City are the Champions League. They're the champs, but we've beaten them twice this season already. Madrid, I'm not overly impressed with. When I look at the likes of PSG and Bayern Munich, again, I watched their games the other night. I wasn't blown away by their performances, but he was baffled at the thought that, maybe it's because of the history that Liverpool have with Madrid in terms of certain games. But I just said, going into this, obviously there are teams I want to avoid, but genuinely there's not a single team in the Champions League that I say I would be fearful of us playing. Because ultimately, if we've got ambitions to win it, at some point we're going to have to beat the best teams left in the competition. So obviously you want to avoid them, but I'm not afraid of any of the sides in Europe. And he couldn't understand that. He kind of saw it as arrogance, and I was like, it's not arrogance. It's just it's like, maybe if you said that to me a couple of years ago. But now, no, I'm not fearful of any of the European giants, so to speak.
Fair enough. We need to play players for when we sell them, so we can pay Mbappe £1 million. As I'm not going to say it because someone will clip me. All I would say is we're not out of it yet. We're not out of it yet. That's all I'm going to say on it. Also, Butler Owadeji has given Arsenal lead. Big up to Butler. Hope you're doing well. And
that's you know what? That's my partner's cousin.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, Nathan Butler. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
That's her cousin.
Let's not forget what happened with Sporting. This is why these are cup competitions. You just it's a reason why we all love the FA Cup. Champions League is no different to the FA Cup, in my opinion, because anything can happen on the night. I know it's a two-legged game, but it's still the same theory. Shout out to our women's teams who sold out the Emirates for tomorrow for our WSL against United.
Oh, yeah.
Very massive, big up. We'll be doing that tomorrow, unsurprisingly. And Colm will be joining me, who is the United fan. So it's a must-win game tomorrow. Must win. But yeah, big up to Arsenal for selling out the Emirates for the women's game. I put Arsenal third favourites behind City and Madrid for the Champions League. Bayern Munich are just terrible, thanks to Tuchel. They are awful. They are horrendous. I'm personally taking so much pleasure out of it because I'm a Dortmund fan, but they are horrendous under that dude.
They're not the side they were last season.
The fact that you go out in January going, I need a defender. Who do I go and get? Eric Dyer. Seriously. Bayern Munich.
They're a shadow of the team they were.
Ridiculous. Yeah. Anyone can win it. I totally agree. City. City are beatable. Madrid
they are.
Beatable,
Open them.
Didn't understand why we didn't play City in the FA Cup at Emirates. I still don't get it personally because we were away at the time.
Could have done.
Yeah. Mbappe joining, and all I would say is that is not a guarantee. All I do know is I'm pretty sure I know who's replacing Mbappe at PSG, and it will upset James. That's what I'm pretty sure on. Where he's going, I'm not 100% sure. I don't rule us out. I really don't. There is something brewing behind the scenes. We'll wait and see.
Upset James. Sorry, did you say upset? Oh yeah, you're talking about Jonathan David. Yeah, okay. No problem.
Jonathan David is actually being lined up as Tony's replacement. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Portugal League underrated. 4 teams can win that league. Yeah, to be fair, yeah. Russo Hattie incoming. Let's hope so. Thanks to Kane Curse. If there was a car crash, I was driving the car that crashed tire tripped over his own players. Honestly, that dude, I don't know how bad it is. Yeah, and Tony knows. It looks like Osherman is the one that's replacing Mbappe. So
yeah,
I think that one is kind of going that way now. We've got a great defense and nearly a full squad back to 100% Gunnar Greg. By the end of the month, we should have a full team on the training field. And I do mean full team.
Including Timber.
Bar any horrible, horrendous, stupid injuries. And I do say stupid injuries because we are picking up some stupid ones. we should have a full team on the training field by the end of February. So that would be nice. Not saying that Timber will start straight away, because he won't. There's no way he's going to start straight away. But I still predict, I think we'll see him in the second leg of the Porto game, in my opinion. So, yeah, let's hope so. Right, let's get into my 5 to watch for Burnley. Right, this was not easy. I have to be honest. This was the hardest one I've had to do for my 5 to watch, because they have been poor. They've got a lot of good quality, like individuals, I call it, because I don't want to say the team, because they don't play like a team sometimes. But they've got some good individuals that I kind of respect. Josh Brownhill, he's been there for years. He's a very proper tin of Ronsil for Burnley. Absolutely good midfielder for him, reliable as well. And Dooney, he's hit and miss, but when he's on his day, he's a handful. So he's one to keep an eye out for. Mike Trezor, again, he's hit and miss. It's so frustrating because he's got the talent, you can see it, but he's just so, like, I just want to scream at him sometimes. Wilson Odobert is a very dangerous left winger. He's only 19. He's someone that we need to keep an eye out for, especially Ben White. He needs to be on his toes tomorrow, because this kid is fast and he's dangerous when he wants to be. And the final one, yes, we all know he's from Chelsea, but since he's arrived there, he has been a nightmare. And it was hard because it was between him and I think it's Aaron Ramsey. I think that's the White brother. It was between him, and I was like, Fofana has been something else since, because he's literally just played 3 games, but he's got 2 goals and 1 assist in 3 games. Like, it was very hard not to notice him. I was like, yeah, I've got to put him in there. But yeah, so he could give us some problems. We don't know, but we'll wait and see. Right. Our season so far, obviously we're in third, won 16, drawn 4, lost 4. Average goals scored is 2.21 per game. Beautiful number that is. 0.92 average goals conceded, 9 clean sheets. Chances created, as I always said all season, I want it above 2. It's now been above 2 for a while. 2.21 chances created. That is very important. Burnley, shocking season, if I'm honest. I was expecting these to be mid-table. This has been a really bad season for them. 19th. 1-3, drawn 4, lost 17. Average goals scored is 1.04. Average goals conceded is 2.08. Just 2 clean sheets. And chances created is 1.04. So they literally score their goals, the chances that they get, but they've had a really, really bad season. And I'm surprised Kompany's still in the job, I'll be honest. Right, injury list. Sorry, people. It's not great news. We've got doubts. That's the main thing. Goliosho is out for Burnley. Redmond is out for Burnley. Foster is out. Bayer is a doubt. And Charlie Taylor is a doubt. So this is going to be fun for the challenge for left back. Because Tomiyasu is a doubt. Zinchenko is a doubt. Jesus is still a doubt. Smith Rowe's a doubt. Fabio Vieira is a doubt. Well, you might see him on Tuesday. Timber and Partey are out. So they are the players out. So it's going to be an interesting one. Look, when I say doubts, it doesn't mean that they're out. It just means they're a doubt. There's going to be a late fitness test and all that kind of shenanigans. Right, let's see what people have been saying before we get into everyone's teams. G, I know you haven't put your team because you've left that group for reasons we all understand. So you'll just be mainly rating them tonight. I should have really asked you in our other group, to be fair, but I forgot. Sorry, mate.
It's all good.
Partey will get injured putting his boots on at London Colney. Very possible. Will Partey ever play for us again? And can he get in the team? I don't think. To be honest, that is a very good point. I honestly do think he's going to be sold in the summer. But there is that question. Can he actually get in the team? Because you want to break up what has been a very good working midfield right now. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of Partey lovers. I'm not one, and you know I'm not. But who would you drop? Okay, actually, G, I'm going to ask you. Would you drop someone to put Partey in it right now?
I think Partey's. I think right now, no. Simple answer. I think Partey has to. Obviously, he has to get his match fitness, so I would be looking for opportunities where I can put him in and I can build up his match fitness, and then when he gets those opportunities, he's got to impress. And then, on the training field, the opportunities, he's been injured for such a long time. We have such a good side that are challenging for the title. He can't just automatically come back into the side. He's got to work on his match fitness. He's got to stay fit. And then the opportunities that he gets, he's got to impress. And if he impresses, then by all means, he'll get a deserved start. But yeah, I wouldn't immediately drop somebody just to facilitate Partey's presence in the team. No, not at all.
Especially when we haven't got there's no long-term plan with Partey, because for me, he's getting sold in the summer. So personally, why do it? Why drop someone just to bring Partey in? For me, it's not important because he's not long. It's not like he's someone that we know is going to be definitely staying for 2 seasons. He's not. And you don't want to kind of mess up your team just to get someone in just to please the fans or the party runners. I personally don't care.
At the same time, having a fully fit Partey for the run-in and the end part of the season would be amazing. That would be amazing, because even if he's not starting games, being able to bring him on in a double pivot with Rice to close games down and stuff like that, that would just be phenomenal to have that. The problem is we've not had that, and I don't think we've had that since he's joined the club. I think he's been injured at the business end of every single season he's played for us, and that's a huge problem, because we bought him to be this integral, instrumental player in these big games, at these back ends of these seasons. And I love Partey, I really do, but ultimately his availability is a massive issue, and I think that's why we will probably sell him in the summer. But between now and the end of the season, if we can get him fully fit and we can get him available, to either be in the team or be part of the squad in some of these big games that are going to come up, and particularly in the Champions League and the Premier League, then that will be phenomenal. But that's a big if, because chances are, as soon as he comes on next couple of games, he's going to get bloody injured again.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's quite weird how you just said that. Like, we need him for the important games. The only one important for me coming up for the rest of the season is Man City.
Yeah.
In my head, it's the only one that's like a big threat. And obviously, if we get drawn with Real Madrid.
For me, it's just for me, it's not a case of I think we've proven that we don't necessarily need him. Yeah. But I just think it's an extra thing to have in your locker.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's like one of those things, you just, instead of, I know some people might, kill me for saying this, but that's just my opinion. But right now, I would much prefer to have, a fully fit Partey on the bench with a Jorginho in a Champions League semi-final than, a 16-year-old, in that kind of environment or that kind of position. So I think we've proven it. We've proven that we can do it without Partey. But for me personally, having a player like Partey, his experience, his quality, having him fully fit, it can only be a bonus. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to be detrimental to the team. It can only be a bonus. So yeah, man, I think. But like I said, I'm not holding my breath personally. I'm not holding my breath at all, because I was absolutely over the moon when we triggered his release clause, and I was thrilled with the signing. And I still got nothing against the geezer, because at the end of the day, he can't control his body to a certain extent. I know that there are rumors about lifestyle and so forth, which I don't comment on, because I don't know it. I can't confirm it, but he gets injured, and so I've resigned myself to the fact that he's not going to be fully fit for a season, and at some point we're gonna cash in on him, which is probably going to be this summer. And to be honest, for a player that I love, I won't lose any sleep, because at the end of the day, as great as I think he is, and as much as I admire the way he plays and how he plays football, availability is key, man. Do you know what I mean? We need players can be fit and can play for Arsenal. And right now, up until now, he's proven that he just can't do it. He ain't got a season in his legs.
No, he hasn't. Big up to Silver saying the geezer gets injured brushing his teeth. The challenge will be fun. It will be interesting tonight. It will be interesting. Van Dyer, God, jeez. Need to watch Fofana. Yeah, he's definitely something to watch. Odegaard causes problems in both games, along with Fofana. There you go. And Chris is a Liverpool fan, so yeah. I'm not surprised by how poor Burnley have been, to be honest. Everyone got on this company hype train like he's the second coming of Pep. To be fair, that also applies to Arteta. Just
100%.
I'm just saying the company hype is also the same as what Arteta was given as well. I do think company can be a good coach. I think he is kind of restrained within Burnley, if I'm honest.
Yeah. How many managers? How many managers in the Premier League would do a better job at Burnley personally?
Yeah, look.
A lot of them would struggle. Arteta would struggle. Klopp would struggle. They'd all struggle.
Do you know what I mean? He's not got the tools.
No, look, I'm not going to knock Alan, the owner of Burnley. It's not possible for me to do that. But it's Burnley. They're never, ever, ever, ever going to be a top 6 club because of their location and many reasons around Burnley. I'm not knocking Burnley, but it's like why Newcastle cannot increase how much they spend. It's because of their location and economical reasons. I'm trying not to be because I'm not trying to be horrible about these areas, but that's the reason Newcastle can't go out and spend £300 million. They've got the owners to do it, but they can't because they can't increase their ticket prices, just like Burnley would be able to increase their ticket prices because they need to think of the local people. And that is the right way to do it, by the way, people. Burnley are never going to be a top 6 club, ever. And they're never going to be able to spend £30-odd million on this player, that player, that player, that player in a season. So company is really restricted with what he can do. I just think he's being a little bit silly when it comes to the style of play with a Burnley that can't spend a lot of money. That's just the only knock on him. That's what I would say. I suggest Bobby changes. My challenge goals are strict for a reason because some people like to try and bend it. I remember Moss trying to put Lukaku in a Chelsea team that when Lukaku was playing at Inter at the time. Tried to say, can you use former players that are dead? I'm like, no. So I've had to put that in the rules now. So people try and change it themselves. It's not happening. Is Partey out injured or is he something else? Now it's definitely down to injury. There was the reason was why I never put him on the injury list until he was actually injured. People will notice the previews I've done previously. He was not injured. He is now. And then he was a doubt a couple of weeks ago, and then got another injury. Honestly, it's just sometimes it's comical. Under 21s are 1-1 with Southampton. Under 21s, that's going to be painful for Tony for where he lives now. Partey is a hospital model, friends with Thiago. Yeah, Thiago, he's got another injury as well, hasn't he? I play Partey in the under 21s. We can actually do that if we need to. It would be quite a good idea, to be fair. I wouldn't drop Jorginho, and that's not as a punishment, by the way. It's just to help him get his match fitness up. You can do that. Of course. Just to give him a couple of games in the under 21s, just to make sure that it's not going to happen again. And, it might be a good idea, to be fair. I wouldn't drop Jorginho for Partey. Not for me. Jorginho has been so important off the field as well. We've pretty much got 3 captains off the field. We've got Odegaard, who's quite quiet, if I'm honest. Rice, loud. And Jorginho is a very, very clever man. He is a bargain. I said it last year when we signed him. I told you he was going to be a bargain, and he definitely has been a bargain.
I hold my hands up. When he came,
it's a Chelsea PTSD.
I wasn't impressed at all.
It's a Chelsea
PTSD. I've grown to love the geezer, man.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool, we had his best game for the club.
Tough. Apparently carrying a knock as well. To put in that performance against Liverpool was phenomenal. It really, really was. So yeah, I've grown to love the geezer, man.
100%.
I wouldn't say I wrote him off, but I was not impressed with that signing. He's proven me wrong. He shut me up. He's been an invaluable.
Yeah, likewise, G. And and for me, he's not a Chelsea agent for me.
Nah.
Hey Bobby, have you been hearing there's legs in? I'm going to guess this is Inaki Williams, not Nico Williams. Nico Williams is a very different player to Inaki Williams. I'm guessing this is Inaki you're talking about. Yes, there are legs in it. We are looking at a winger for the summer. Neto is a possible. Inaki Williams is definitely a possible. Inaki, as far as I'm aware, is definitely leaving this summer, so he's going somewhere. It all depends on where he's going. Neto is also going to be leaving Wolves as well because they need the money, so they can spend, basically. Did Juventus make an offer for Partey last summer, Bobby? There were 3 clubs. I can't name any of them, but there were 3 clubs that made an offer for Partey last summer, and they were low. I know there's a lot of people talking about there was 20 million. That was the offer that was kind of tempted. Yeah, it is what it is. Look, this summer, be prepared. It's not going to be a nice price for Partey. I know a lot of people, I think James was saying about 30, 35, 40 million. Never going to get that for Partey now. Never. Everyone says about Pepe, but he didn't get injured as much as Partey. Different situation for me. Pepe attitude stinks really badly. Partey's whole different situation. I'm not going to get into it. I'll just be glad when he's left. There's no more worse injury prone than my local team, Carlisle, signing an injured Stewie or injured Voldemort for 300,000 on dead day. Leaping through the door and out for the season, so it could be worse. It could be worse, yeah. We've definitely, was it King Colstrom was the worst one I think we had when he came in.
I don't think he made an appearance.
Didn't he make one game?
I think FA Cup semi-final. He scored one of the penalties.
Yeah, but that's about it. Pep Teta had 500 million. Company had 50 quid. Kind of how you should be comparing it. Yeah, it's not fair to have a go at Company. I think he's done the best he can with signings. Honestly, he's got a very good talent for an eye because eye for talent. Because some of the signings he's made, they are very good players. It's just Burnley. You need to do way more at Burnley than that. Yeah, Partey has more streams than COVID. I heard he got injured. So I do love the rumours that go around about Partey. They're quite funny. I told people Jorginho is sensible signing, controls the midfield. Mate, his experience as well is just impeccable. Jorginho, our best buy for the money. 12 million quid, yeah, 100%. I still like to call Jorginho old man Joe, but now it's in a nice way. Yeah, let's get Neto so he can take Partey's hospital. It's now 2-1 to Southampton under 20. Let's talk about Saka CR7 comparisons. It's not even worth talking about that.
Not yet.
It's the Foden one as well. It's really doing my head in. I'm like, just get on with it. Anyway, right, let's get on with your squads if I can find the video. But yeah, let's get on with it. Right, we're going to start with Brenny's first. It was also chosen by the majority of people, to be honest. We have had about 50 people that have got involved in this one. So this was chosen by Patrick, TJ, Mohammed, the silver one, Brenny K, Gumza, James, and DWTT. So, Brenny, you went with Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Trossard, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Havertz. So basically the same lineup against West Ham. Is that the reason why you went with that lineup, mate?
Yeah, I just wanted to just keep that going, you know. And I mean, we all know winning breeds confidence, and winning 4 games on the trot. I thought everybody put in a shift last week, and I expect the same again tomorrow. If we can do the same thing again, if I'm not saying we're going to get. Look, we know we're not going to score 6 tomorrow. We're capable of doing so.
Oh yeah.
But if we were to go, say if we was 3-0 up, 4-0 up with half hour to play. But bearing in mind, that's when we can think about Champions League, and I'm sure Arteta will basically make subs.
Yeah.
So we need to get the job done early. And I was so impressed with Kirill. I mean, I haven't been his biggest fan, the left back, but the second half of Liverpool last week, West Ham, he's impressed me so much. I just hope he could, I don't know where that came from, but I just hope he can maintain his form. And he'll be determined to do so. And for me, he'll give 110% because he's not silly. He's aware that certain players will be coming back in the next few weeks. So Timber would be in the mix.
Yeah.
I know he's got to get his match fitness. Tomiyasu as well. Zinchenko. With Havertz and Trossard, it's a case of, for me, either one of them can play in the 10 and one play, as the number 9. It doesn't bother me at all. But yeah, it proved to be a strong lineup last week, and I expect it, if it's the same tomorrow, I expect it to come through with flying colours again.
No, fair enough. G, so all you got to do, mate, is rate it.
I mean, this is exactly that. I mean, I didn't put mine through to the group chat, but I tweeted, whatever you want to call it, post tweet now because of X, but I did put out a post earlier and I picked the exact same side.
I still say tweet.
Yeah, I picked the exact same side. I mean, I mean, there's a bit. It's a bit inconclusive in terms of who is actually fit and who is available. Because obviously Arteta, I love Arteta how he keeps his cards close to his chest. I think some people get frustrated by that, but I think he more or less not. Well, obviously at this point he knows who's going to be in that match squad, but I like the fact that there's a little bit of mystery there. In terms of who might be fit or not fit, so it's the same side that I went with. So I'm a little bit biased. So I'm not sure if I should actually rate it. I think maybe
I'll trust you, but I will mark you down if you go for a 10. You know that. Yeah,
I'm not going to go for a 10, but for me personally, I mean, this side put in probably one of our best performances this season against West Ham away. I think it went down as their joint worst defeat in Premier League history at home. So I can't give this anything less than I mean, for me, I'd love to
say a 9. You're going to say
I have to give it a 9 because it's the team that beat West Ham. In terms of the players that are available, I think it's the strongest 11 that we can put together, and it's the side that I unknowingly tweeted. And if you don't believe me, head over to my Twitter and you'll see I tweeted it out like earlier this afternoon. It's the exact same side that I picked that beat West Ham.
Oh, there you go. Right. So, Brenny, you're going to have to rate this one. This was chosen by Ben, Tom, Perry, debut for Perry, so big up to Perry, and Kelly. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Nwaneri, Odegaard, Saka, and Nketiah on the left, Havertz down the middle. So, Brenny, rating for this one, please, mate.
7.
Back to Len again. Love it.
Strong.
Right. So, G, you're going to get Carlos, Richard, and Luke H. Sorry, Luke. There is 2 Lukes now, so I'm going to have to. You're just Luke, and Luke H will be Luke.
Luke Humphreys.
Raya, Waters, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard. G, can you rate that one for me, please?
Yeah, I'd go with an 8.
Excellent stuff. Brenny, you get Barry, Jordan, Liam, Tim, and Luke's. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard.
8. 8 for me.
Wonderful stuff. Let's move on to the next one. G, you get Andrew, Lee, and Albert. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard.
Ooh, I like this team. He's brought in Tommy. instead of Kivior, which, I mean, if Tommy's fit, I'd have no issue with that. Jorginho in the 6, moved Rice up to the 8, no issue with that at all. I've got to be real. I think that's on a par with mine and Brenny's team. Personally, I'm going to give it a 9.
All right, excellent stuff.
There's a lot of like for likes there that I just don't have an issue with. So yeah,
this is why I said earlier, and obviously, G, you obviously missed the message I sent. It's like I've got no issues with the amount of squads I get sent anymore because it just shows that we've got the squad depth now, which we've all been calling for. Arsenal need, and it's just little tinkerings. It's nothing like massive.
Yeah,
little tinkerings now, and I like that. And me and Bren, how long we've been saying it? We just need a good squad depth now.
Yeah.
So we're improving.
And form.
So, yeah,
and the form is good as well. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move on to Claire, Matt, Louise, and Juliet. They've gone for Raya, Waters, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Trossard. Brenny, can you rate that one for me, please?
Yeah, that's going for 8 as well. I think if Will Waters were selected, I think he'd do well tomorrow.
Yeah, look, and it's getting into that time because as far as I'm aware, I wouldn't put money on it, but as far as I'm aware, Lewis Skelly will make his debut by the end of the season. Don't ask me where I know that from, but Lewis Skelly. Yes, mate.
Bobby, just quickly before we touch on, I mean, with Will Waters, for me, if he was selected tomorrow, I'm just saying why I think he would do really well is because we're winning games.
Yeah.
Also that always gives a youngster a lift. When he came on last week, he didn't look out of place.
No,
well, he didn't.
He didn't look out of place at all. You know what I mean? And they would be worried, but he was comfortable. And Waters, Lewis Skelly, Posey Dubry. If that was to happen to them along, like you know what I mean, as the season goes on, coming off the bench, give them a lift as well. You know, so yeah.
It's scary how at home he looked.
People don't trust when I say that the kids are ready. I mean, they're not like going to be scared. Yeah. There's not going to be a drop. They are literally ready to come straight into that team and shot.
Well, we've been saying that for weeks.
Yeah, and look, I get told by someone very, very close to him, and honestly, I trust Waters. I trust Lewis Skelly. I trust Nwaneri. I trust Kozier. Obviously, we've got a slight issue with Kozier at the moment, which I hope we do rectify. Because I would be. Yeah, I would be very upset to see him.
Got to keep him.
And if he was to go to Newcastle would pain me. To Dortmund, not so much pain due to the fact I'll still get to enjoy him. But yeah, I just don't like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. For me, as an Arsenal fan, I have to keep him because I do think I will state this. Yeah. Tony, you can clip me. I think he's going to be better than Saka. I honestly do think this. He's got something extra that Saka doesn't. And I know that Saka's a very good player, and you know a lot of people saying world class, not in my category right yet. But Kozier has the ability to build world class. I do think
he does. He does. He impressed. I watched him a lot. I watched him more in the FA Youth Cup games last season than I did in the under 21 league games, and he impressed me. Oh my god.
Just before anyone jumps on my back about saying world class for Saka, there's not many people in my category of world class players. There's not many because everyone seems to use that term like it's just something you go.
I said that the other day. Yeah. I said like the term world class has been watered down so much.
Yeah.
You know, when you actually think about like world class, like when I was growing up, I was watching the likes of R9, Zinedine Zidane, Desai, and then and even me, I'm the same as you. I don't. For me, Saka is a really good player.
Yes.
He's above average, and he's on the cuff of becoming a world class player. In that, if you look at his consistency over the however many seasons, I mean, every season he's ticking a box. Do you know what I mean? International level, check. Champions League, check. You know, he's doing it, but you can't just. I'm with you, Bobby. It's a big label to put on a player.
For me, it is. Yeah,
it's a massive thing, and I just think nowadays willy nilly we just handing out world class.
I'll be honest.
It's been massively watered down. Massively.
I'll be honest. I think the reason is that stupid FIFA game because you can.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
Use the term world class on there so easily. But for me and Brenny and G and Moss and Tony as well, we've watched more generations of football than you guys.
Yeah, I watched.
There isn't many world class category.
When you think about players that you watched over the years, like the likes of Gianfranco Zola, David Ginola, Tino Asprilla, Boxic, Boban, these players playing in Serie A, they weren't considered world class.
Yeah,
a lot of them. Yeah. A lot of them weren't considered in the categories of the R9s and the Batistutas and the Zidanes or the Figos. However, most of those players, if you put them in this generation of footballers, that's the other thing I'll say is I'm not sure. And some people, I said this to somebody yesterday, I think it was yesterday, the day before in the barbershop, and they said to me, like, what are you saying? And are you saying like footballers have become, we're not producing as good footballers as we once did? I said, I don't know. I don't know if footballers are becoming a little bit too like, programmed and a little bit too kind of one-dimensional and play into the system. But I definitely feel like there is a lot less flair and flamboyancy and excellence in the way
I agree.
100%, because we don't have Zizou and the Pirlos and the Figos and the Ronaldinhos that now it's like you got the likes of Saka that he does his job, innit? Like he does his job. He's a solid footballer, but does he really have that vavavoom, that flair? It's hard to put into words, but for me, the kind of what makes a world-class footballer has somewhat changed and evolved. And I guess maybe that's what it is. The game evolves, and so that label evolves. But the footballers and the football I grew up with and what made me fall in love with football, that label of world-class has just become, it's like a sticker in it. You have a good couple of games. Oh, there you go. Here's your world-class sticker. You've done it now. You scored 10 goals this season. You're world-class. So I've heard people tell me Rashford is world-class. I love Marcus Rashford, but for me, he's not world-class. No. He's not a world-class player at all. Are we saying that Rashford plays on the wing? So are we putting Rashford in the same category as the likes of Ronaldinho? Yeah, so for me, I agree with you, Bobby. Sorry for rambling on, but I agree.
That's right, mate.
No, that's true.
Right, let's move on to the next one. So this was chosen by Zaynab, Anthony, Mark, and Florence. So G, you're gonna have to rate this one. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Nwaneri, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Nketiah. And I'm understanding the Nketiah call up, by the way, people.
Yeah. No, I get it.
In case we need him at other games.
We've got to rotate, and you can't rotate against what? Is it 19th place Burnley?
Exactly.
And when are you really going to rotate? So even though I didn't choose to rotate, and I completely understand why people are rotating. Looking at the team inclusion of Nwaneri, and then you got Nketiah, I'm going to give it an 8.
Okay, excellent stuff. So Brenny, you get Jody, Will, and Stuart. They've gone for Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, and Eddie. We're going to give that one, Brenny.
8.
8. Excellent.
That's strong.
Stuff. Let's move on to the next two. Takahiro, Jonas, John, and Canners went for this one. Raya, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Havertz, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard. So it's just the switch of format. So basically it's the same. Yeah, so it's got to be a 9, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be a 9. They've just switched.
It's just literally a switch. Yeah. I have to be accurate with how people write their squads because people moan at me if I'm not correct. So we'll move on to Matt H, Mehmet, Jax, and James H. Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard. Brenny, can you rate that one for me, please?
Yeah, that's 8 as well. Another strong lineup.
I think we're on the final one. Yes. So, G, can you rate this one for me? This was chosen by Ao, Tristan, Sam, Michael, and Karen. Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Rice, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard.
Yeah, I like this side. It'd be nice to see Ramsdale play. I mean, it's been a while. Smith Rowe as well. I'm not sure if he's fit, but if he is, I mean, it would be good for him to get some more minutes. So, yeah, I'm happy with this. I'll give it an 8.
Excellent stuff. Thank you, everyone. exit that full screen. Let's go to the comments because unfortunately I haven't seen anyone's comments. Sorry, guys, I have to put it on full screen so I can actually see the teams. Right, let's have a look. The lad with dreads from Bilbao. Yeah, so that's Anarchy Williams. Yeah, he will be leaving. Is it Madrid or Bilbao? I can never remember the team.
No, you've got Bilbao is what do you call it? That's wait, let me get this. So Nico Williams plays for Athletic.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no.
Bilbao.
There's two of them. There's Nico Williams and then there's Inaki Williams.
Yeah, and there's also Nico Williams that plays for Forest. So we're gonna go in there.
Nico Williams he's the left winger that plays for Atletico Bilbao. I'm sure.
Right. Okay.
And then you've got Inaki Williams. I'm not sure who Inaki Williams plays for though.
Yeah, well, that's the one that is going to be leaving. Anarchy is definitely leaving.
Okay,
this summer.
but I think we've been linked with Nico Williams as well. You know.
Well, Anarchy is the one that we're definitely looking at.
Chris has just said here both of them play for Bilbao. Oh, that's confusing.
Oh, okay. Well,
really?
No wonder we're confused.
Tony, is that your prediction of 5-0?
Yeah, I don't watch too much of the Liga these days, to be honest.
No, I've stopped watching it as well.
I
don't Barcelona, and I can't stand watching them.
Apart from classical, the rest of it.
Tabs is saying some interesting vessels on stream. What are you all drinking? I'm honestly drinking apple and pear. Drinking. People don't ever believe that.
Diluted orange juice.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Coke, but before that, I had. I've just finished some rum.
Nice.
Okay. Brenny's being honest. I'm seriously just drinking apple and pear. So yeah.
Havana Club.
I think quite inverted helps Kivior play better. He's a defender, not inverted. 100%. Kivior is a very good DM, and he's a very good left back, and he's a very good centre back. Inverted is a totally different role, which I don't think Kivior is very good at. Ben White can do it because he's done it at previous clubs. He's done it at Leeds very well. Just ask the Leeds fans how good he was. Brenny's teams are nice as Tony. Big up to you, mate. Deal. I'm not saying that because someone will clip me if he gets you semi-final of Champions League. We will talk about it at the end of the season, but at the moment he's doing a very good job. That's all I'm going to say at the moment. G Talker checked you and put.
No chance. No chance. I didn't. That's true. That's not true.
Is that actually happening right now? Chelsea are losing to City. That will help us out, but that means we have to win tomorrow. It's a must win.
Yeah, tomorrow's a must win.
I think Odegaard helped Nwaneri. I'll be honest, Nwaneri could do it all by himself. That kid his confidence levels is something else.
He's fearless.
Yeah, honestly, and that's what I like about him. He is absolutely fearless. Same as Cozier. Cozier would be absolutely. He'll go on there and he won't care who's right back. Even if Cedric was right back, he wouldn't care. He'd just go on it and just do one. Alisson injured in Liverpool training is out tomorrow. Yeah, I think Alisson is meant to be out.
Yeah, hamstring.
I think.
Oh dear.
I don't think there are any what I'd call world class in the Premier League. It's something I'd have to sit down and think about, but for me, off the top of my head, KDB is definitely in there.
I'd say KDB. For me, KDB is in there, and Mo Salah.
Oh yeah, Mo Salah. And to be honest, I know it's not going to be very popular, but Thiago Silva for me. How long he's done it for?
That's made at the elite
100%.
He's still doing it in the Prem at like 40.
Exactly. I'm sorry. How he's not classed as a world class.
Yeah, he is phenomenal. He is. I think he's 30, 39.
He's
I think so, yeah.
He's definitely.
I saw the other day that he's 39.
Yeah, he is.
Crazy. Like he's my age.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
My church team, as I would put any.
Yeah, he's born in 1984. He's actually a week after me actually. So yeah, he's 39. That's crazy.
Is it apparently it's Nico Williams is the one Arsenal are after. No, it is actually Anarchy. I don't know where the Nico ones come from, but I know we're after it now.
I think there's a lot of stuff floating
yeah,
around.
there's going to be. Look, we're having a big summer again. This will be the last big summer for a while, if I'm honest. But yeah, it's going to be a big summer for us. I'm joining the James Milner drinking quite peanut. Big up to you, Chris. Oh, crazy Friday night we're having here. I'm having a beer because it's Friday night. Luke's having a proper Friday night. I noticed the person who called G Talks D Talks for delusional ain't in comments tonight. Good. I'll be honest. Good. Well, I used to like Kelleher, but he's been awful. Yeah, to be fair, he was someone that I was considering like being as number 2 for Arsenal. Was Kelleher, but yeah, he's not been very good this season. If I'm honest,
I hope Alisson's out, man, because I don't wish injury on him, but yeah, Brentford are a big side, you know. And they pump in them crosses, without Alisson. Happy days.
Yeah.
Sometimes I love typos.
I think they got players back tomorrow, Brentford. I think they've got a few of their big players back as well tomorrow. So yeah.
Alisson's the goalkeeper you're gonna need. Like playing against Brentford, the way they sometimes go long, you want an Alisson. Like, don't get me wrong, he makes mistakes, but he commands his box. You know, he comes out, he commands his box, and then he quick release. So Liverpool will definitely lose something if Alisson isn't playing. And Brentford is never one of those games you can take for granted.
But as Tony's put here, and it's a lovely typo, and I'm gonna be very careful not to say it. But I obviously know what he's trying to say, KDB, but it's come up as someone else, and I do like it. It's entertained me. Being ex-Army, I know exactly who they are. So yeah, it's entertained me. Done it in the Premier, but not on world stage. To be fair, they've done it on the world stage, but we were talking about those people, not KDB. Same as Salah. Yeah, I do totally agree, mate. I love it. KDB, Haaland. See, Haaland for me is still a question mark. I'll be honest.
You know what it is with Haaland, yeah? It's the problem is like outside of scoring goals, he's a crap footballer.
Yeah.
The problem is he's world class at scoring goals though. Like there's not a player on the planet as good as him in terms of putting the ball in the back of the net. So I get the dilemma with Haaland because I don't really rate him as a baller.
World class goal scorer.
This guy is on another planet. If you look at his goal ratio, I think he scored one more goal than he's played games for City. Like it's just madness. He scored more goals in the Champions League than he's basically scored more goals than he plays games.
Yeah,
and I'm actually, you know what? Hey, how many goals did he score last season? He got what 50 odd, wasn't it?
He got over 50 goals in his first Premier League season.
Yeah, and it won him the treble. Now let's just go, and I hope Dermo's listening to this because let's just go back in time. And Clive Allen scored 49 goals for Tottenham in all competitions.
Yeah.
In 86, 87, and didn't win a thing. Let that sink in.
Oh, mate. And it's looking like it's going to be like it's going to be the same for Harry Kane, mate. Like he's got to get to Bayern Munich, and for once, Bayern Munich are not going to win the league. The guy. I said the other day to my missus, we was talking about because she was like, sometimes women just do this thing like you're watching TV and they're like, why did you know Harry Kane left Tottenham? I'm like, babe, seriously, where have you been? Like, are you living under a rock or something? Like the amount of football I watch and the amount of football I talk about, how do you not know this? And she goes, "Oh, where is he?"
It's like, it's true, you know.
So where's he gone then? And I'm like, "What are you doing for Bayern Munich, babe?" And then she's and is he gonna win? Is he gonna win a trophy? And I was like, "No, not really. I don't think he is." Oh mate, it's like my missus despises football. She don't like it at all. Like she only watches like if we're in a final or like end of the season or England, whatever. And even she knows this brother ain't won nothing. It's crazy.
Oh dear. Allison is confirmed to be out as the silver one. I'd rather Keller over Adrian. Oh geez, yeah. Though I rather Adrian from Rocky than the keeper. World class is helping your team World Cups. Haaland, great goal scorer, terrible footballer. I think he's an awful footballer.
Yeah, he's not a great.
He was better in Ghostbusters 2 as Figo.
That's a good one.
He's as close to having the T1000 leading you line. You just feed him. Yeah, I get it. Salary is like Haaland, world class at scoring goals, but I don't think either are great footballers. I think Liverpool play more as a team without Salah. Ain't Anarchy 29. When I do a transfer show, because obviously it's not worth talking about yet, but closest to the end of the season, we'll start talking about fantasy transfer windows and all that kind of stuff. We'll look into it a little bit more detail, people. I promise. Tony laughing at G. Tuchel is reasonable. Yeah, Tuchel is an awful coach. I don't know what the heck's going on there. The Spursy curse is well known. Yes, well, it's definitely working at the moment for Munich. Right, so let's get on with the challenge. This is a tricky one, people. So yeah, good luck to G and Brenny on this one. Okay, so as it's Burnley's formation, because they're the home team, it is a 4-4-2. That was agreed by the Burnley people that have been involved in this as well. So it's up to them to decide the formation. They do believe it's a 4-4-2. So, G, we're going to start with you first for your first Burnley player.
I'm going to go with seeing this as a traditional 4-4-2. I'm going to go with a target man up top. So I'm going to go with Fofana.
Fofana, okay.
Yeah, have a big man up top.
All right. Brenny, can you go with your next player, please?
Yeah. Go with Ramsey in midfield.
Okay, Aaron Ramsey in midfield.
Yeah.
That one, there we go. G, your next player, please.
I'm going to go with the... he caused us problems before when we played. I've got to go with the youngster on the left. Odebert.
Okay, Odebert.
Ben White's going to have to be on his toes tomorrow.
He is. Brenny?
100%. Right, this is their first. Oh yeah, left back situation. Del Croy, is he available tomorrow? He is, isn't he?
Who's that? Sorry.
Del Croy. If that's how you pronounce his name.
Oh, that's right. That's what I'm struggling with. So you're saying
I think it's DELC.
Yeah, it's the Del. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's DELCROIX. Del Crocs or something like that.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hang on, let's just try and find his name on here. Okay, number 44. Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'll put him there. That's what you want. Right. So.
Wow. The Sean Blash squad would have been easier, man. Years ago, it should have been a retro challenge this one, man.
I was tempted, to be fair, but I was trying to think what year I can actually use. Right. G, the final Burnley player, please, mate.
It's a difficult one because
it is.
I don't want to go strike midfield, or I can't give them goalkeeper because we'll lose so much in terms of like the way we play football. So I'm gonna have to go with a centre back and go Shea. Yeah, because I can't give them three midfielders. That's just I can't do that. Right. And I can't give them two strikers either. So
Totally agree.
I've got to go. Yeah, I got to go O'Shea.
Okay, so it's time for you both to agree. Goalkeeper, who are you having?
Hine.
Raya for me.
No, it's rare for me, definitely.
All right. Right back.
Ben White for me.
If we're going retro, Lauren Freak, please.
You're going to go with Ben White, Bryn, yeah?
Yeah, man, definitely.
Right, centre back. Now, this is not that easy, to be fair. Gabriel or Saliba?
Yeah, because I don't know, Brenny, how you feel, but I'd be tempted to stick
Gabriel.
Yeah, because
and the reason why he's been informed, he's the one that's been informed.
He's the natural left centre back as well.
Yeah, I would go with Gabriel.
Yeah, I'd go with Gabriel. I think personally, Gabriel, me personally, I think he suffers from not necessarily the same as the Saka treatment, but he is so incredibly underrated in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Like somebody said to me the other day, he don't make top 10 centre backs in the Premier League.
He makes top 10 for me.
Yeah.
I was like, what? The guy is just, he just gets treated so badly. It's unreal.
Yeah.
So we're going to go with Gabriel, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, cool. Right wing.
Gotta be Saka, innit, really? Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yep, okay.
Yeah,
your final midfielder.
This one I'm not sure about, you know. I don't watch a lot. I don't watch a huge amount of Ramsey. So is Ramsey kind of like a box to box all rounder, creative, like because whatever he's like, we got whatever he's like, we've got to counter it. So if he's very offensive, then we got to stick Rice there. But then if he's defensive, we should stick an Odegaard there. But me personally, I don't know his game that well, if I'm being honest.
More of an attacking midfielder.
I think he's offensive, yeah.
Yeah, so let's stick Rice there then.
Yeah.
You agree with that, Bren?
Yeah.
Awesome. Right, your final striker. This is
another one. Another one. I mean, who are the options? We could stick Trossard there because you could do the little like shadow striker, like false nine. So you could stick Trossard there. You could stick Havertz there. You could stick Nketiah there. Jesus is not available, right?
Yeah, he's not available. Not on this anyway. He might play, but
or you could pick Martinelli up top. I don't know how you feel, Brenny.
Martinelli would be a good choice. Martinelli, Havertz as well in a 4-4-2.
Yeah,
the big target.
Like for
We've already got a target man there in him for Fafana. That's right. If this is a part retro challenge, could have been 1980 Charlie Nicholas, but oh well, we'll have to think of someone else.
I'm in between Trossard or Martinelli,
and they're both banging at the moment. They're both, when you look at form, I mean, I would probably say Martinelli.
Yeah, go, give it to Brady. Martinelli.
You know why I say that as well? Because with target men, right, they'll always have that. They always partner in that pacey forward. You know.
Yeah. They'll get the flick-ons in it and the touchdown.
Yeah. Alan Smith to Ian Wright. It was like that back in the day.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with that.
Okay. Came to Armoury, you know. So yeah, it was you know.
So this is the team that Brenny and G have gone with. They've gone with Raya in goal, White, O'Shea, Gabriel, Del Croy, Saka, Ramsey, Rice, Odegaard, Martinelli, and Fafana. And I've got to give you an 8. You know, it's not a bad one.
That was tough.
Foul on that one. It is tough. This one's a really tough one.
It's hard challenge, man.
Yeah, well, this is why sometimes they are proper challenges. Sometimes they're going to be really easy. Imagine if we get Real Madrid and Arsenal doing the challenge.
Happy days.
Great fun. So it's going to be interesting fun. Let's get into the other teams that were given to me. So we're going to have to decide who the winner is. So these are the other two teams. First team was chosen by Alan. He went for Trafford, White, Kivior, Esteve, Gabriel, Berger, Brownhill, Saka, Martinelli, Fafana, Havertz. I've got zero issues with any of that, if I'm honest. I have no problem with Trafford in goal. I've seen him enough at under 21 level to know he's a very good goalkeeper. He's just at a very poor Burnley, if I'm honest. So I'm going to have to give that an 8 as well because I think they've done well. There's no high scores due to the fact the quality of Burnley is. You're never going to get a 10. Charles has gone with Trafford, White, Kivior, Esteve, O'Shea, Rice, Brownhill, Saka, Martinelli, Fofana, Eddie. Again, got no issues with it. There's no weakness. Brownhill, as you know, I rate him highly as a midfielder. I'm not saying he's an Arsenal level, but he's a very good midfielder, Premier League wise, anyway. So yeah, well done, everybody. Very good jobs. Right, before we get into predictions, let's have a look, see what people have been saying. I've seen my partner making comments, and now I've seen my partner at the door. Hello, darling. She's looking like she's been up to no good, so I'm going to have to see what she's been saying. Let's have a look. Right, here we go. West Brom manager sent off after 8 minutes. Is that seriously what happened there?
They're playing Southampton.
There we go. Kane will join Celtic to finally win something when he's 37 and Hibs win the league title. Hashtag Spursy. And never mind the curse of Black Belt is the curse of Harry Kane.
Wow, by that time, St Mirren will probably win the Scottish title.
I'm struggling in 2 positions. M is... Right, I'm going to guess this is to do with Del Croy that Brenny was trying to say because I thought I said Del Boy.
I wasn't the only one.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Tony also said he said Del Boy. Burnley could do with Hine. Hi guys, I know that Mbappe signing is unreal. Should Arsenal do whatever they can to sign him? In my opinion, 100%. Emma's last comment here. I keep saying we need a retro one. Love you.
Are you doing one? I'll take you doing one for Porto.
We'll be doing Porto one for the second leg. Yeah. The first leg will be Porto against Arsenal, and then it will be the second leg. We'll do retro challenge.
Okay.
Chris, I have seen your team. M's happy about that as well. Bobby's so smug with his challenges. Give him a night. All I'm going to say is M's just put the middle finger up at me on that one. So there we go. Right, Chris has got a team here. Trafford, Assignon, Saliba, Gabriel, Delcoy, Rice, Brownhill, Saka, Martinelli, Fofana, Trossard. That's a good team as well, mate. To be fair, that's got to get an 8. I can't give anyone higher than 8 because I think, to be fair, there's not enough quality in the Burnley lineup to push it any higher, if I'm honest. Sorry, Burnley, but you're just rubbish at the moment. And really, it was weird because they actually got one of their got rid of one of their best right backs in January. He went to the Championship. I don't know why. But there we go. It is what it is. Right, predictions. We'll start with you, G. What are you going with this weekend?
I think we're going to continue in the same vein we have been over the last couple of weeks. So I'm going to go for a confident 3-0 to the Arsenal.
Okay. I'm guessing that might be Brenny's one. Brenny?
Yeah, that's me as well. I put that in my Super 6 as well yesterday. 3-0.
I'm going to go...
I feel a clean sheet.
3-1. I think we might concede. It's Turf Moor. Yeah, I think we might concede. Tony go with 4-0. Luke's going for 3-0. It always worries me when we're really that confident. Because when we're really confident, that's when we put a horrible game in. Silver one's gone for 4-0.
Yeah.
Because I think last time we were really confident, I think it was Fulham. I think we were all very confident for that game. M's put one in as well. Chris has gone for 4-0. M's gone for 2-1. Thanks, darling. She knows I'm not doing a what's on for that game, so I don't mind if it's just 2-1, to be fair. BX has gone for 2-0, so I'll take that any day. My StreamYard is having a nightmare today. Moss compares Martinez to F1 Martinez. Not sure what he's on about there with respect to Martinez. Ain't quicker than Red Bull. No. No. That's a weird comparison. How can you compare any player to an F1 car? It's beyond me. But yeah, look, it's going to be an interesting weekend, guys. G, thank you as always for coming back on. I know you've got a hard life. Obviously, my partner's in the same field as you, so I know exactly what it's like.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. Where can people find you, my friend?
No, thank you so much, man. Like I say, I love doing these shows, and as and when I can find the time, I will always do my endeavor to do my best to come on. So thank you for having me. It was really enjoyable to be back. Yeah, you can just find me on mainly X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. That's where I do most of my interacting. I try to tweet at least a couple of times a day if I can, if I've got the time. So yeah, you can find me on X. The @ is there, which is @ G Talks Arsenal. I'm on Instagram, but to be honest, I don't post as much. So yeah, if you want to interact with me, give me a follow, drop me a DM. X is the place you can get me, and then obviously with the rest of the fellas here on the Armoury TV. So if you haven't subscribed, please do, and if you have subscribed, please tell fellow Gooners to do so.
Thank you very much, G. Brenny, thank you as always, mate. Where can they find you?
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram. I'm not doing as much on there, but you'll find me on there from time to time. X, you'll find me on there as well. And as usual, I will be putting up my past fixtures to go with the history of our fixtures away to Burnley. You know, I am the historian there. And you also find me on here on the Armoury TV. Please like, share, subscribe.
Thank you very much. I know Tony wants us to rate his team. Sorry, Tony, I know I forgot, but the main reason is because we've already done the team. It's why I didn't bring it in. So that for me, that was a 9. And I'm pretty sure Brenny and G will both agree with that.
Yeah.
That your team is
a 9.
That's why I hadn't brought it up, mate. It's because it's already been rated. So I do apologise, mate, but it is a 9. So you are done, mate. Just see what Tony's just said to you. Brentford 2-2, Liverpool. Well, you never know. Chelsea could, Chelsea do perform in the big games, and that's the weird thing. They do. Detox Football is a brilliant guest. Sorry, I mean Detox spell check these days. Take care, lads. Chris, I think we're doing the Liverpool game tomorrow as a watch along. So please, if you want to watch a watch along or a Liverpool game, please do check him out tomorrow. I think the game is. See you at Easter G Talks. I think that's pretty much correct. No one seems to like it should go at the moment. No one does. You'll also find Brenny at the next silver one. Giggle. Tony, Goody Greg's going for 2-0. Goody Greg, I'll write that down as well, mate.
No, Red Lion and Pineapple tomorrow. Brentford Liverpool fans will be down there as well before kick-off while I'm having breakfast.
Oh, yeah, it's not far from you, is it?
Yeah, just down the road.
Just down the road from you. Right, guys, I'll be back tomorrow at 12:30 for the Arsenal-Man United game. We'll be back 7 o'clock for the reaction to whatever happens at Turf Moor tomorrow night. And then on Sunday, for anyone that's interested, Luton versus Man United, we will be doing the watch-along of that at 4:30 on FTSN. So, yeah, please do check us out over the weekend. Guys, enjoy the rest of your evening, rest of your day, wherever you are in the world. And we'll speak to you very, very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Take care, everyone.